Hey everyone, I like to start with making a statement. Does anxiety, social anxiety, plus borderline personality disorder create a certain kind of profile for love? And with love I mean a lover. I'm not really looking for an answer, it's just something that I use organizing my thoughts. This is Pluto, by the way. He always wants to hug. He also likes YouTube, by the way. Since I'm getting to know myself much more, I realized that I have a lot of friends that are not the right friends for me. You meet people along the way in your life, of course. And then some people stick with you and they become friends. The person that I was, I'm not anymore. I don't share the same interest with them anymore. Of course you have like your best friends and you can share a lot more with them. I'm in a place right now that I want to make new friends. And then of course my social anxiety kicks in. Because of my social anxiety I create a certain well, almost like an image of myself, you know. It's like playing a fucking role. And with every friend that I have or person that I hang out with, I am someone else. And of course everyone does that. It's just a natural process, of course. But with me it's, and I think with a lot of you guys, it's in the extreme. And that's also why I don't combine friends so much, because it just wouldn't work. There are a lot of things that some friends know and the others don't. And it didn't start out with that intention, you know, to create that, but it's just sort of happened. Look at my mug. I have Tigger, and my brother has Piglet, and my mother has Winnie. And I have no idea why I have Tigger. Let me say something about you know, being someone else with every person that you are with. And it has a lot to do with body language, about your personality. I am really myself when I feel like a child. I'm 28, but I can, you know, act like I'm, sometimes like I don't know, just way younger. But in that moment, you know, and I'm all excited, you know, and then I feel me. All my emotions, my feelings are on such a simple level, you know, and it's very pure and understandable. And that's a great place to be in. But then you can really get hurt because people don't accept that, you know. You are that age, so you should act like that age. Why aren't you, you know, this, that, blah, 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 all that. Well, I am just trying to understand myself and find out who I am. And it just takes a little longer. It feels wrong when I am in company. I have to change my behavior. So nowadays I try to understand what it is that makes me feel like a child at that moment, you know. What do those feelings mean? Do they define me, you know, as a person? I think so. And so I'm trying to discover who that child is. But then I realize when I'm with the friends that I have now, I know who I am. I am the guy, or I am the guy, you know. And with new friends, I don't know who I am. So that is kind of scaring me, you know. It feels like I'm, you know, naked and no one likes me. And I don't know how to give myself some kind of attitude. I feel that I have to behave a certain way. Again, I am playing a role. You know, I am behaving the way they want me to behave. And I know they don't even really want that. But I have the feeling that I have to behave that way so I can get attention. But of course they only see, you know, like the person that I'm showing them, which is not the real me. It's so complicated, you know, and it's also exhausting, you know, because every time I meet someone I am always busy with, okay, how does this person see me right now? You're sitting on the other side of the table. How do you see me? What can you see of me? And why? And how can I, you know, make that look better. The way you look, the way you talk, the way you behave, the way you interact. How do I find a way to make myself look interesting? Sometimes I cannot even have a normal conversation just because I'm trying so hard. And then talking about borderline personality disorder, you know, it frustrates me so much that it takes so long to get somewhere. I still can't accept the fact that it will just take me longer to get where most people are already when they are my age. You know, there's so much pressure on us people, you know. We put pressure on each other, you know. You have to do this and that, and why aren't you doing that, and why all those big questions in life. And you know, my whole BPD thing is holding me back of so many things, and my social anxiety is keeping me away from, well, it feels like it's keeping me away from, you know, discovering what I want to do with my life. Because every time something gets like important to me, like for example art, it paralyzes me and I can't really interact with it anymore, or with the people that are involved with that whole thing anymore. For a year I was too afraid to go to any art opening. I even sometimes stood outside the gallery looking inside, and I just went back home because I just couldn't do it. You know, then you start to have all these scenarios in your head that when you go in, everyone will stare at you, and who are you, and you're no one, and you're making bad art. And then of course it also has to do with how do I look, and that all sounds like so stupid, of course, but it is the way that I feel. So every time something is important to me, that happens, you know. But when you talk about love, I mean, like love in a love relationship, it's way more complex than friends to me, and at the same time it's not. But it does social anxiety and borderline personality disorder somehow create a profile for like the perfect lover for you? Does it influence you, you know? You have certain problems, and that's like very interesting to me, because at the moment I am, you know, somehow falling in love myself. Sometimes I'm just head over heels at a certain moment, and I can't think at all. And sometimes I just can analyze myself. Why do I like this person so much? What is so interesting about this person, who is, by the way, a woman? And she is, yeah, well, everything that I love, that inspires me, that I admire, that I, you know, just everything that is important to me. And it's also not important to me, you know, it's... But I'm so afraid that it is yet again my borderline personality disorder that wants me to love someone. I'm afraid that it's not a true feeling, you know, that it's just something that my BPD mind is telling me. But in a couple of weeks that I realized that it was just yet another lie, you know, something that I made up to cope with other problems. And then what are those other problems, you know, and why am I not dealing with that in a other way, in a better way, you know? And that is, when I keep thinking about that kind of stuff, it just, it almost makes me want not to see that person anymore, or interact with that person anymore. So that kind of sucks. But what happens when I overcome all this and I get better? Is that person then still interesting? What do you guys think? And this part may be cheesy, so you can skip this part maybe, but I want to say something about that person, you know, that I'm falling in love with. I mean, she's like, I don't know. Yeah, I do know. She's great. I think she's so beautiful and so interesting, you know. See you guys very soon. Bye bye.